Well, here's a look back then at the action from Q3 and Q4, and here are two guys who were desperate to get a good run in Q3 after their disastrous contact yesterday. Petter Solberg on an absolute flyer out the front. Andreas Backerud didn't do quite so well. He needs a miracle in Q4. We ride on board with Gronholm on your left there. That was Rennie Munich, who ended up disappearing off to the paddock. Gulan Shisharit ended up exiting stage right after contact with Gronholm. Here's another look at it from the outside. There he goes off through the tyre belt. Not Shisharit's weekend here, but another circuit learned for next year. Gronholm, this was his run into the Joker lap. You can see how they've tightened it up there on the right-hand side with the extra tyre belt. Larson took this one, though. 5-car race. On the way down towards turn 1, it was Wilkes who kept it tidy on the inside, and then Reinis Nitish right behind him. But as it played out, look, Heikkinen, Nitish coming out in front. In fact, it was Nitish who took the win. Guy a bit sideways with tyres smoking in the background. All bunched up on the way into turn 1 this time. On the inside, that was Scheider, I think it was. It was indeed. It was Ericsson who ended up out front, but it was the contact in the background here. Watch for Baumanis. You didn't see it. Baumanis and Timosyanov with contact. The two start cars basically tied each other in knots and lost time. Ekstrom took the win. Up towards turn 1. Christopherson there, you can see moving out wide on the inside. The two Peugeots trying to block things off. This was Ken Block, I think it was, who ran up the back of the car in front. Sebastian Loeb coming out on the merge in front. He took the win in here. Crowd enjoying that very much indeed. These were the standings after Q3. Sebastian Loeb ended up P2 because it was Solberg who'd gone fastest, and you could see he'd managed to drag himself up into a semi-final position. He was in P7. At the minute, Block and Larson were just inside Heikkinen and Gronholm, Dubourg, and crucially, Andreas Backerud in 16th were outside. So Backerud really needed a great result in this one. Block in this race, the two start cars as well. Dubourg with a contact down at turn 1. This was Ken out in the wall. Timosyanov made the decision to joker, but then he ran wide anyway. Looking at the Hoonigan there, very calm on board. And Timmer, the American, coming around the outside, and he held on to the checker flag. So mistake by Timmer there, possibly reacting to Ken Block having that little problem in front of him. Kazmarski there making the move of the day at the start, all the way across from the outside to the inside, but carnage in the background. Watch for Wilkes, boom, came so close to rolling the car. That would have been a disaster. Could have been the end of his championship year. Here's another look at it. Backerud had been tagged, I think, in the background. There was contact between basically Kevin Hansen, Backerud and Wilkes, and Wilkes really, really lucky not to go over. Backerud with a broken rear wing, as you can see. No good for him. Even though he came through in P2, he'd lost too much time. We ride on board again with Gronholm, this time in Q4. Have a look towards the left and you'll see their viewpoint as we head down towards the first corner. Larson sideways, Gronholm came across to the inside. Out front though, Hansen had managed to disappear. Despite the fact this was the second to last race of Q4, Timmy Hansen disappeared. Fantastic job by him, and that would actually be enough to see him win Q4. Solberg and Christopherson on the inside and the outside of the grid for their race. Down in the hairpins, these guys were keeping it pretty tidy until the point at which Christopherson ended up losing the front left wheel arch, and we all had a good look at the suspension setup on the Polo. You might see that in a moment. We're not going to. We're going to see over the line, Solberg taking the win. That was enough to see him P2 in Q4, and that slots him right up to P5 overall. So great job by him. Loeb is top qualifier from Hansen, Christopherson, Ekstrom, Solberg, Scheider, Kevin Hansen and Timosyanov. Kevin Eriksson, Ken Block, Reinis Nitish and Topi Heikkinen make the cut. Andreas Backerud does not in P14. Neither does Baumanis, Gronholm or Larson. Down on the last page there, Guy Wilkes in P19. Problem for him in Q4, but at least he kept it rubber side down.